All right, so I had to bring the stream back because I was saying things about somebody that I didn't really mean, and I it's not good for growth. So anyway, guys, hello and welcome back. We're having another chat about the hiatus. Sorry, I'm trying to do this shit and it's been pissing me off. Like, I don't know how much I need. I know the second one was 700. I got that one, but I also hit his fucking prestige point. Where are the zombies, man? They're like gone. Where's he going? Come on, dude. We need to change the location. There's like no zombies in this area. Like, is this a bug? But anyway, let's go ahead and start with... Okay, I'm going to start with the X situation. Okay, wait. No, before I start with the X situation, let me start recording. And then let me redo that just so that I can actually cut this into YouTube without having to pull the video. It's going to take too long to edit it that way. But I'm going to go ahead and turn down the game on my own end so I can actually, you know, hear myself think. I'll get away from me. If you can hit it on a fucking flash, man, that's all you need. Oh, we got another 700. Bro, like, I feel like this area is fruitless. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start on the hiatus talk, because I feel like that's the most important part to start with. I am no longer taking hiatus. I know I said that 2 days ago. I was in a really dark place at the time, but I've been figuring things out, right? And it's just hard to play when I'm talking. So I'm not going to take a hiatus on the channel. I'm actually going to rebrand it specifically to zombie games. The occasional Reflex Studio games, because I love that, but mainly it's going to be zombie games like Project Zomboid. I'll never give that one up. Dead Rising will always be a staple in this channel. And then guide videos. Bro, can I just please get something? I need to get a pee-pee sticker behind. I don't think I'm ever going to get it. Can you get the fuck out of the way? Ah! He almost kicked me. Okay, if you kick me, this isn't even fucking worth it. Honestly, I don't think this is worth it. But anyway, let's go ahead and... Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Wait. Not even fucking worth it. How about this asshole? I hate Kent's thing. I just don't have the patience for it right now. Because I'm trying to talk to you guys about shit, but it's hard to talk to you when I have to worry about what how much fucking PP I need. I think I need over 1,000. Try not to hit that PP sticker thing until after you hit that 700. Once you hit that 700, then get him when he's doing that kick move with a PP logo, the photo op. But let's get into here before the fucking convicts show up. Anyway. Oh shit, we're about to get called for Burn Aaron. It doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna go kill them anyway. Because I already got Sane and all that other fun stuff. But anyway, yeah, so actually I recorded a live stream before to talk about this stuff. And I actually ended up deleting it, so I'm redoing all that, so we're back in it. But anyway, the hiatus is no longer there. I am going to be slowing down for a minute because I actually got some kind of bad but good news today. I take it as a good thing because honestly I kind of hated working for this one. I work for a company that delivers for Amazon. Obviously, it's an Amazon driving position. That's why I said I'm not being paid well right now. Like, that was the best I could do when I was smoking because my degree is obviously federal and or federal base because it's a cop degree and you can't do one and have the other. You have to go with something else. But of course, because, you know, I actually had responsibilities when I was young, I actually had to start paying all my bills. I couldn't get into the more cushiony degrees. Like, you know, I made a stupid choice. But however, I'm going to make the best of this because I actually really do love cop stuff. I really do love watching like cop videos. I really love watching like murder investigations, stuff like that. It's just always been a passion. It's my favorite thing to watch. My all-time favorite shows to watch are those types of shows, and I really just want to be a part of that. Like, I want to be able to help people, and I'm going to use my degree to get into criminal justice. A criminal justice-based job, such as, I want to get into the Indiana State Police, and if you know, state police, they pay well. They pay well, they have good benefits, you're in a union, so you don't have to worry about job security. And that's another highlight to why this is actually a good thing, because I'm glad all this stuff is happening right now. I'm glad I got dumped. I'm glad I'll talk about that more later. I know that sounds kind of bad, but actually it was a kind of a relationship that was going nowhere anyway. And it was with a person that is, I don't want to insult her. She was a good friend during it, but she was a terrible lover. That's a great way to put it. I actually really like how that was put. She was a great friend, but a terrible lover, and she blew the relationship up on her own. And I came to realize that, but I'll talk about that in a second here. But yeah, no, so I've got my entire life figured out now. I'm going to go get into the police academy, which I can just apply straight to the police, and they'll actually pay me to go, and they'll pay for my entire trip. So I don't actually have to go to the police academy and be like, oh, am I actually going to get a job here? No, I got a fucking degree in it. And cops I know right now are slacking. Like, I'm not talking about cops in general. I'm talking about like the police stations. I know they're having issues getting people in. But you know, I'm actually like, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, granted, I have to wait about a year in like so amount of days for it, because obviously I've smoked weed recently, or like within the last month. So, you know, and that's done. I'm done with that. Like, when I said that on Saturday, I really meant it. I haven't touched it since, and I'm not going to touch it. And I actually did touch it on Saturday. That was the last time I ever did. I'm giving the rest of it away to one of my friends I know that actually does smoke, but he also works in trades, so he can do that, you know, and still make good money, because you do make good money in the trades. Whether it's welding, carpentry, all that other stuff. You do make good money in those. But that's actually, I was really rethinking that, and that's just not where I want to go. I spent, you know, what, $30,000 out of community college to go, you know, get a degree. But anyway, back to the job loss situation. Yeah, so I get in there, and this is something that will happen with a lot of these low-paying jobs. Especially stuff like Amazon stuff, because they do not filter their workers. They do not filter. I mean, because I don't know if you know how it works. They're all broken up in DSPs. This is a way so that Amazon doesn't have to directly control each individual driver, because that would just be they would have to hire more people on their end, and that would just be a total loss of money on their end. So obviously they're not going to do that. So they break everything up in DSPs, and another big reason for that is so that they don't unionize, because you're not unionizing against Amazon, you're unionizing against your DSP boss. And there's not enough workers there to start a union. Or at least, yeah, no, there's no workers there to start a union, and if you were to do that, you would need every DSP to back it, including the boss. But, you know, the boss is getting paid really well, and that's what Amazon and all these other, like FedEx and all them, that have DSPs attached to them. The reason why UPS doesn't have that is because they have a union. UPS has a union. If you're going to get into a delivery job, UPS is where you want to be. However, right now, because of where the economy is, it's not a good position to be in right now to try to get into a job like that. It's going to be really slim pickings. You're probably going to have to move somewhere to be able to get a job like that. You know, UPS being a union job, you're going to have to go into, you're probably going to have to start full or part-time first, and you'll be loading overnight. At least that's what my dad did when he worked there. My dad retired from UPS, and it provided for the family. I mean, including when my mom lost her job. I mean, my mom was in all of these other jobs that, one of them, you know, we got a new house. They knew that they were closing down or moving over. I think they were moving to Florida. And we live in northern Indiana. I'm not going to specify where, but we lived in northern Indiana. we live in northern Indiana. Actually, the place where I live, I actually really like. Not so much the people. I mean, I love my friends around here. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have a lot of friends around here, and I love them all. Like, they've actually been really helpful over this time, really supportive, and I could have opened my eyes about a bunch of shit because without them, like, and like I said, I'm glad I'm not putting the channel on hiatus. This is one of my favorite hobbies to do, and now that I am officially single and I got rid of the baggage, all my baggage is pretty much gone. I have a lot of time. However, the next week obviously is going to be a bit shoddy. Maybe the next couple weeks will be a little shoddy on what I'm going to be doing. I might be just sticking to live streaming more towards the nighttime or working on guides more towards the nighttime because I need to focus on getting myself a new job since my boss decided to tell us a week in advance that we're going to be out of a job. When she's known for 3 months, which I get why she did that. But I am a stand-up worker. I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people would just been like, okay, well, see ya. No, actually, I am a very stand-up worker, and I would have stuck with it until the last day. But now I'm so mad, I'm going to commit a crime I've never committed before. And I'm not so mad as I am happy. But I mean, I'm mad at her. I'm not mad that it happened. I'm mad at her for waiting a fucking week in advance. 2 weeks, sure. If all your workers quit on your leave, that's your own problem. But technically, she doesn't have to stop, with the dispatch. She could go until, like, I think July or August. But she just wants out because she wants to go start her own business. But she's a terrible boss, man. There always are. If you're going, let me tell you, and I'm going to give you a little word of advice. If you're looking at Amazon, look the other direction. The chances of you landing at a good DSP is like trying to find a flower in a big fucking mound of shit. And that flower being ripped, or not ripped, but very, very tiny, Like, you're not going to find a good boss in the DSP world of Amazon. It's just, they're unheard of. I mean, granted, they do exist. I've heard a lot of good things about some bosses, but only some. Like, I've worked for 2 dispatches now, and both of them have major flaws. I have no reason to save these people. I have no reason. Ah, fuck. I'm just kind of playing this to just dick around and kill people. Ow. Okay, well, you know what? Whoa, holy shit, he's like Spider-Man. But anyway, yeah, so, that was just dropped on me, and I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even sad about it. I'm mad at her because she's a bitch, but, like, I'm not even mad about it. Like, it's to be expected. It's a low-paying job. But since I do have to wait a couple of years, I'm going to, or like a year and, 11 months to be able to get into the police department. But, that's a short amount of time compared to the rest of my life. And this carpentry thing, I don't think it will actually take off. It's kind of hard to, those apprentice carpenter jobs do not make or pay shit. They're, like, I looked and, like, a lot of them were like $17 to $20 an hour. Like, so I'll take a $2 pay cut. Which, I mean, hats off to you if you went to trade school. I can't do that. I don't have that option because, I went to college. I have 28,000 roughly in debt on there. I also, I have car payments, all this other stuff, and this is something that I've been doing since I was 16. I didn't get the chance. I had to I was kind of forced into a decision. And I kind of made a hasty decision when I went to school. And when I said I freaked out last time, I was actually a biological science major. My dream job is meteorology, which I was actually going to transfer over to Purdue. And because I think they actually had a program for that. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and do that. But things happened. I was smoking weed so much, and I was making that mistake, and I smoked all the way through college. I actually ended up panicking because I had this physics professor that did not know how to teach. I'm not even kidding you. The first day is intro level physics class. Physics, I never took, I took an integrated physics class in high school because I missed one homework assignment in my biology class my freshman year. And it gave me a D. For whatever reason, that one homework assignment gave me a D. Now, all the other stuff I had B's and A's on. So I had to take an integrated chemistry and physics class. Which is like kind of for like dumb people. My entire class was a fucking shit show. I didn't deserve to be in there and just go off of one homework assignment. And it was a homework assignment that I didn't even know about. She apparently had sent it or said it at some point before class even started. And I think that day I was doing something that I was running late. So by the time she even announced it, and she was a terrible teacher. A terrible biology teacher. I mean, but if you teach biology, unless if you're like an actual like biology major and you're not just placed in there, or if you actually know anything about biology, you shouldn't be teaching it, right? I mean, sure, anyone can teach anything out of a textbook. I mean, you just read the textbook and you can teach anything right out of there. There's some professors and teachers that will do that. They don't have any experience in the field, but they'll just teach right out of the textbook because the textbook knows all. No, experience. That's the reason why I loved one of my professors in college, Dr. Corey. I will shout him out. He used to be the Hammond, Indiana police chief. One of the greatest professors I've ever had. He always taught through experience. Same thing with this old St. Joe counties in Indiana, northern Indiana, had a professor named Seneth. And this dude taught through experience and taught through example. Best professors you can have. You know, and people, and that's the thing, is that people want to shit on criminal justice. It's not a bad degree to have. It's not. You can make money out of it. Especially because it starts you off good, a livable wage with loans, a livable wage, and you have job security where, like, you know, people in, like, you know, art programs. I'm sorry, and I do have to say this for anyone out there that might be an art major. I feel so fucking sorry for you. You're going to go through life with the worst type of job security whatsoever. Because guess what happens when a company loses money? If the company isn't strictly based on art. Like, if you're a graphic design major, employers will figure out that they can cut corners and that they can just do it themselves or throw the responsibility on one of their other workers that, you know, might have that as a hobby. But they'll pay them the same rate or maybe just bump them up a little bit. So they'll cut yours out. Your job security is non-existent. And I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone who is an art major. Whether it be animation, if it's, you know, drawing, whatever it may be, graphic design, all that other stuff. You're going into a really competitive field. You're going in, yes, it can be very rewarding financially. But you're always one bad day away from losing your job. And I saw this with my ex's mom. She was a graphic design major. Or graphic designer, and she had a really good resume, so she was able to get into these types of jobs. But she got laid off. I think in the amount of time that I dated this girl, she got laid off twice in the time, and that's kind of a lot when, you know, your husband's a realtor, and realtors are based on how well if you can sell a house. You know, and he's a good realtor. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he can sell a house. Like, he did really well with it. He supported a family off of it. A big family, by the way. But, you know, that's a lot of work to throw on one person. So I'm actually kind of glad. And this is where I'm going to transition into my ex-girlfriend problem talk. All right. Now, this is the part where if you guys don't want to listen to this, skip a little bit. You'll eventually find the next part where I'm going to be talking about just my overall position at this moment. And so my ex part, I actually, after I figured out that I was doing my job this morning, it wasn't so much that I was sad about losing the job. It just, I felt a lot of pressure from both just that and also, like, keep in mind that this thing with my ex happened on Tuesday last week. And today, even though it's Tuesday right now, it was actually Monday that this happened. I actually stupidly texted my ex. You know, we all do that, right? You want to text them so badly, and then you, of course, it never goes well. And I should have realized that it wasn't going to go well. I wasn't upset about it. I was a little sad about it, but like I wasn't like severely upset. I kind of figured. I just said, "What the hell? It wouldn't hurt anyway." Like I was under a lot of pressure, and I made a stupid, under pressure decision. And I shouldn't have done it. I should have just... So I deleted her number and everything. So I don't have that anymore. I can't make that mistake. I still know it by heart, which is kind of a problem. It's a really easy phone number to memorize. But... And I'll never forget it. So if I ever, like, need to text her for something, like if it's absolutely fucking necessary, I have that option. I mean, I still have that option because, if I need to. But only if I need to. But I actually have her mom's phone number saved. Her mom and I were tight. Her mom is an absolute sweetheart. I will say that. But, I mean, both her parents were really sweet. I really loved her parents. And I still do have a lot of respect for them to this day. They have made me a better man. And I will say that. They treated me as their own. And I can't appreciate that more. However, for her... I come to realize is good riddance. There was a lot of baggage. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to insult her. She's a good person, sort of. I mean, okay, she's a good person. And I love the way that I phrased this earlier. And I'm going to use this phrase again. She's a good person, a terrible mate, or a terrible lover. Good person, terrible lover. And that'll persist throughout her life. She's never gonna, I'm glad I got rid of that. Even though that it was actually the opposite. It was her that got rid of me, but she did me the favor by doing that. And I come to realize that now, and I'm happy with it. I've come to terms with it, and I'm looking forward to the future. I'm no longer dwelling in the past. That's what I was doing on Saturday. That's the reason why I was so sad and upset, and why I sounded the way that I did. And I was being very sincere when I was saying that. I still love her, but I would never go back with that again. Let's just say that. I could never put myself in the position where she'll do that again, because I know it once. And this is a lesson to learn, and this is something that I'm a one and done type of deal. So if you dump me, unless if you had a good reason for doing so, or at least like the most solid reason I've ever fucking heard of, like, I don't want you back. Like, because later down the line, the same thing will happen again. People are creatures of habit. And once when something happens, once they do anything, like for instance, have you ever heard the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater? I dated a girl like that back in high school. We didn't really hang out on the weekends, and she would oftentimes she would kind of text me when she was over at her friends, in quotation marks. She was actually a huge party girl. Don't date those types of people, by the way. They're not relationship people. They will cheat on you every second of the way. But let's just say every time she went out for the weekend, she was sleeping with another man. Another boy, I should say. They were douchebaggy, like future frat guys. And if you're in a frat, and when you're in school, there's some good frats out there, but then there's the douchebag frats. And they were all those douchebag frat types of people. And... there's nothing good about being a douchebag frat guy, by the way. If you think that's cool, you're confusing yourself. And you're only going to attract the worst types of people in your life. And you have to set a good example for yourself in order to attract the best types of people in your life. And you know how I know, and I'm not trying to, put myself up there, but you know how I know I'm a good person? It's by the people that I'm surrounded by. The people that I surround myself with love me. I mean, I have no qualms with anybody. I don't try to go out of my way to have qualms with anybody. I try to be friendly with everybody. I'm not that type of person that's going to look at someone immediately. Okay, there are some people, but I take some time and actually judge people based on their overall behavior, the way they talk, all this other stuff. And I'm a really good judge of character, so when someone has a flaw that I don't really care for, I'll point it out. I can spot it out in a crowd. You know, it's one of my strengths. It's one of my strengths, and however, you know, obviously love could blind that, and you know, my latest relationships kind of proved that point. I made a mistake. I wasted 5 years on that, and I shouldn't have even gotten the relationship to begin with. It was totally my bad. I put myself in position of that, and I will never do that again. It's just not worth it to me. There's no reason that, you know, anyone should have to feel the way that I felt the last 3 weeks. You know? No one deserves that, especially not me. I deserved a hell of a lot better than her, and she doesn't deserve me anyway. She doesn't deserve anyone besides what she's looking for, the type of real housewife type of guy. And, you know, I hope she does well in life, you know, I really do. But, you know, that's just it. I hope that she does do well in life, and that's really just it. But I just want nothing to do with that. That's not what I want anything to do with. She's nobody's type. That's really what it comes down to. She's nobody's type. She is her own type. You know, self-centered, all this other shit. I mean, I'm not saying she's entirely self-centered. She does care about people, but her ideals are, you know, all about her. And she's in that age where she, you know, she has to. But, you know, I come to appreciate my time with her, but I would never take that back. But anyway, that's really where that was going the last time. But I'm in a much better place now, and I'm going to start talking about my place now. I'm going to move out from there because that shit's done and over with. I'm moving on. I'm never going to bring that up again on channel. I just wanted to let everybody know where I was sitting with my life, if I've accepted that. And I know it's been only like a week since like the entire ordeal took place between me and her and I. But I've been really just kind of thinking about things, and today I actually had a lot of time after, you know, the whole work fiasco, me losing my job, all that shit, to realize that yeah, so dodged a bullet. You know, and that's just not what I'm looking for. Like, I want someone who loves me for me, not for how much I make. You know, if someone truly loves you, financials will not matter unless if you're not willing to change them, you know, because financials are always changeable. You can always change your financial situation. You can always better yourself and make more money, you know, if that's a problem, you know, if that's a problem in your life, you can always switch it. There's always that opportunity out there. It just, you know, even if you have to put yourself in debt for a little bit, you can always catch back up on that through, you know, your college degree or trade or whatever it may be that you're going into. But you can't sit there and say, you know, want to date someone based on their financials. If that's what you're going for, you're only going to attract the worst types of people into your life. Again, like you're going to be wanting money hungry assholes that are just really self-loathing. And imagine having two people that are not self-loathing, self-absorbed. Imagine having two people in a relationship that are both self-absorbed. That would be a fucking fire of a fucking relationship. I mean, I'm not saying fire in a good way either. I mean like building burning down and you're in the top floor type of fire. And the fire starting from the ground up. But anyway, so that's enough with that. I'm not going to go on further on this. I was going to actually use a webcam today because actually I feel really good. So I was going to use a webcam, but I'm actually drinking beer right now. So I'm not trying to put that on cam. I'm not trying to, because, you know, it's almost like advertisement and you can't really do that. So I'm drinking beer while I'm playing the game. It's been a hell of a fucking day after I figured out that, you know, all this pressure and all this. And having one of these, I worked out today, so I'm feeling really good right now. But anyway, let's move on to like my overall general position and like how I'm doing based on the hiatus video that I had posted. And I don't think I'm gonna actually clip this in to the beginning. I'm actually gonna pause this because I actually need to put this in the beginning. I uploaded my video last. Pardon me. Let me redo that. I actually uploaded a video last time talking about my overall one second. My last video I uploaded was the hiatus talk video. And obviously we've already debunked the hiatus. I'm not taking a hiatus. I'm just going to be slowing down until I can find out, figure out my situation with my job currently, because this is more important than my future at the moment, because this is current and I need money. So I want to say thank you guys, the people who have gone on the last video and commented on it and just showed just nothing but support for it. And let me tell you, I can't say how much I appreciate you guys for, watching and being supportive of that. I'm sure these two are the ones that liked it. There's a third like on it, and I would like to figure out where that like came from so I can thank that person. But I'm gonna go ahead and give them a shout out here. That's the Lord Elric 8424 and Lonely Hype 445. Both of those guys commented on there just with absolute support for me, and I really do appreciate you too. I appreciate everybody who watches that video, supports it, understands where I was coming from. But I'm in a much better position now than I was then. I'm not taking a hiatus anymore. So I just want to say thank you guys for, sticking through that, understanding, just being absolutely supportive. But I'm in a much better position now since I actually know what I need to do and to make myself happy. I've got my life figured out, and that's all that matters, And it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time to get into where I need to be. But I can't do anything until a certain point. So, I'm just going to make the situation I have currently the best I can. I'm going to make the situation I am currently in the best it could possibly be, because that will help me in the long run. Because in the next 2 years, I'm going to apply to one of my buddies. He works at a FedEx Express. They have good benefits. They have good hours. A much better work environment, and it'll hold me over until then. And it's not my final stop. Obviously, I'm not going to undersell myself. There's no reason. I'm actually worth more than that. Like I'm tired of going to these jobs, and I'm not trying to be cocky about it, but I'm tired of going in these jobs. I'm sorry. I moved on now, if you can't tell, to the next section, which is. Sorry, I'm yawning. I moved on now to my current position. But my overall... God, where the fuck was I going with that? Damn, dude. Maybe I should back up in this thing. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a pause real quick. Let me just go ahead and do one little thing. Oop. That was the wrong one. One second. I'm going to put on the AFK thing and throw on some Zomboid music. Okay, I figured out where I was. It took me a minute. Actually, I also dropped my controller. But like, yeah, I'm tired of going into these jobs, continuing from the other one. So, I'm not gonna undersell myself and stay, with a $20 an hour job. That doesn't fucking work. You can't support yourself on that, especially not with the loans that I have because I have college payments and my student loans I'm paying off, and then also my car payment, all that other shit. So, um, and by the way, yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna just undersell myself like that. Like I'm tired of going into these fucking jobs. I'm not trying to be like a cocky motherfucker, but I like to learn inside and out of everything, every job that I've worked. And I've already done that with every job that I've worked so far. There's nothing else for me to learn here. So I need to start switching around, kind of learning new things. But I'm tired of being around people that like have a much lower intelligence level than me. And I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than everybody. I'm not the smartest man in the world, you know. But I at least have, I do have a college degree. I didn't just settle for the first job that came down. That was Amazon was never my final step. I wasn't gonna like you can't make a living off of that. That you can't support a family. You'll never have a house. You'll barely ever make apartment payments anyway off of it, unless you just have no funds. But I want a nice car. I want a nice house or even a nice apartment. And I'm not gonna get that through these smaller jobs. I'm gonna be living in probably some crappy apartment after everything. But yeah, no, I'm building on myself. Oh, excuse me. Well, I guess that's not really that important. I wasn't recording. I'm not going to really edit that in. But yeah, no, I'm just tired of going into these jobs and just being the best at them. I want a challenge. It's not a challenge because I'm a hard worker. I've always been a hard worker. I'm very committed to my job. And I feel like that's where a lot of employers are getting distrust because they're getting all these people that just come in and don't really care. That's not me. I'm not a no care type of employee. Once you have me in there, I'm going to learn inside and out to the point where I could probably just jump straight into a management position and not even have a single fucking problem. Like, you probably barely have to train me because I know the entire business inside and out. But, I need something else. I need something else in my life. And, that I'm not going to undersell myself. And I went to college for a reason, and I'm going to go ahead and use that reason to go in. I know I said I was going to be a carpenter. I wanted to be a carpenter, but I don't have time to go into a trade school. Apprentice jobs don't pay shit. I can make more money working the job that I have now than going into an apprentice job. Now, granted, it'll build your way up to other money, but then that just kind of nullifies the reason why I went to school. And I don't want to nullify the reason why I went to school. I want to actually use my degree. I want to actually get somewhere with it. And even if I can't get into what I want, which is Indiana State Police, which they pay well, very well, which I should be able to do. I have a lot of confidence in myself that I'll be able to pass that test and all that other fun stuff. But, yeah, so I want to get into Indiana State Police. You make good money right off the bat. I mean, literally right off the bat. I think the starting rate is like, what, 70,000 a year or something like that? Like, that's good money. And so, I mean, I have 2 years to get my muscles built up. So I'm going to start getting some protein and all that other stuff and really start going ham on it because, like, I went ham today. Like, my back's kind of like sore right now. My arms are sore. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Sore is good. It's when you start getting muscle tears and shit. It's when it starts becoming a bad thing. You can't really over push yourself because you can get muscle tears from it. But overall, like, I'm in a lot better position now than I was back then. Or back 2 days ago. And I know it's only been 2 days since that video. But, 2 days, I had an entire day off. And an entire day at work. Because, I work alone. So I get to think my entire time. I didn't have any headphones in. I wasn't listening to music or podcasts or anything like that. And when I was listening to music, let me tell you, Slipknot goes fucking hard when you're, like, kind of in a weird place. But I didn't listen to anything. I was just kind of sitting in my van, doing my deliveries, doing my job. And, yeah, so I was actually really happy So, like, you know, I'm just, like, really happy with my position right now. Even though that things are kind of falling apart, my job, you know, all that shit, losing my job, all that fun stuff. But I'm not upset about it, like, honestly. Like, it's a joke of a job. Like, I can just go to the next dispatch and go, and they'll hire me in a second. I already have one trying to get me hired. But I've heard some real nasty things about it, because, you know, it's Amazon. You're gonna have some nasty things. So I'm really banking on, this FedEx job. I do have a lot of experience in, like, almost 3 years straight of delivery. Next month would be my 3rd year of delivery driving for Amazon. So I do have enough experience where I can beat anyone trying to get that position that doesn't have delivery driver experience. And a college degree. I can beat anyone with similar experience. And, you know, because most of these jobs, these people are going in there with no degree, no... You know, and if they do have experience, it's like, it's Amazon, really. But, yeah, so, I mean, like I said, I'm in a lot better position right now. I know exactly what I want to do in life. I have my mindset. Nothing can stand in my way between me and what I want to do. No ex-girlfriend, no current girlfriend. And if, you know, if a woman doesn't like my fucking income, she can get the fuck out of there. Because if that's your worry, you ain't mine. Financials, and I'm just kind of recapping, financials should not make a difference in relationships. Unless if, obviously, the person just has absolutely no will to change their financial situation if you have a problem with it. You know? And what I mean by that is they say no. They say no, 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 no. You know, if you really think that the other person's not contributing to the relationship, you know, sometimes you might need to give them an ultimatum. Sometimes you might need to give them some tough love. But if you love them, you love them. Don't go using financials as the fucking reason why you're wanting to dump someone just because you just don't love them anymore. Just straight up say, I don't love you anymore. Don't play games with people. It's rude, it's bad, and it makes you look like a piece of shit. Playing games, it doesn't always have to be, you know, playing I love you, I don't love you, I love you, I don't love you. It could just mean that... Oh, here's the Wonderland Plaza. Of the Wonderland Plaza. But anyway, you know, just ghosting them, if finding out that you don't love somebody and then ghosting them for weeks, that's playing games. Through and through, that's playing games with them, and you're just a shitty fucking human being for doing it. I'm not saying that, you know, they're shitty human beings. They're being shitty human beings. You know? Because you're toying with someone, you're toying with someone's emotions and all that other shit. So, you know, and after realizing, you know, everything that I went through in that relationship and everything, I'm happy it's over. Like, I can finally focus on myself and get into a better position and get with someone who actually loves me for me. And that's all I want. That's all I want, you know? And I have my mindset. I know what I want to do in life. I know what I want from life. I want to retire with a pension. I want to be able to have good insurance benefits, all this other stuff. You know, I just want to, you know, and it's the first time I can say I'm genuinely happy. And it comes only 2 days from being in probably one of the biggest slumps I've ever been in. And you know what? Because of this, this really, really dark note, I'm going to go ahead and do this on stream. I'm deleting it. Fuck Plan B. There is no Plan B. She ain't worth a fucking Plan B. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. There we go. You guys just watched me take a huge step right there. Woo! Actually, I'm attacking him at wrong points. Wait for him to blow a balloon. You can also hit him while he's doing that, but you want to hit him when he's hitting balloons. But yeah, I'm in a much better position now, so I'm actually really happy about it. Come on, dude. Can you stop? Dude, he's pulling the same moves. Can you please blow a fucking balloon, man? There we go. There we go. Yeah, I fucking love Adam, man. Yeah. Bro, the zombie's about to kill him. That would have been a fucking first. But anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys back for that. Maybe a little bit of Adam's fight. So you got to watch me do that. I will live stream again eventually. I just need to figure out what... I need to figure out my current job situation because... you know, I know what I want to do in the long run, but I need to know what I need to do right now because as of next Monday, I'm going to be out of a job. And I think I can get in pretty quickly, but I do have some backup stuff, so I'm not hurting any. I have some bonds that I can use and will pretty much fill in the gap for the paychecks. But I was really hoping to use that on other things, but, you know, that's why I have them. I have them for this exact situation. It's about, I have enough to last me for a month. More than enough time to get a background check in, get everything else. So I won't be hurting any from this. It's not going to be like the worst thing in the world. I'm not too worried about it. And I don't think anyone should ever be worried about it when, unless if you're going from, you know, an $80,000, $90,000 a year job and all of a sudden you lose that job. And that happens a lot with art stuff. Like I said, if you're doing art majors, and I might have said this in the last stream. If you're in an art major, you're risking that, you know? It's a very art majors, you know, if that's what you're in, graphic design, animation, drawing, all that other stuff, if you can make money out of it, you can make some good ass money out of it. But job security is a problem for that major. It's one of the things. And the reason why when I have all these friends that were going into graphic design, I actually talked a couple of them out of it because I know people in graphic design. I know how their jobs are. Because the second that the company, whatever you work for, unless if it's strictly a graphic design company, once you learn, you know, the little secrets and all that other stuff about it, you know, you figure out that, or like once they figure out that they can do all of that stuff on their own, they'll cut you out. They'll fire you right on the spot because, oh my god, can you fucking get out of the group of zombies, dude? Just keep fucking running. Oh my god, I can't see him because there's so many of these Willamette guys. But yeah, so, I mean, that's always a risk that you're taking when you're getting a major like that. You know, and that's the reason why I will always choose a lower paying criminal justice salary over an art salary because, you know, your future is unpredictable. At one moment, you can have a job and be living happy. The next moment, you're struggling because your company figured out that they can just do it on Photoshop themselves. You know, once you learn Photoshop, it's not really that hard to work it. You can actually make some pretty neat things just by creating some shapes. Come on, dude. I'm just gonna kill... Oh, wait, you know what? No. Otis needs a friend. Maybe I'll make him stop calling us so much. My god, it's like you have to be, like, literally humping his asshole in order to be able to get him to move. And you walk faster than him, which is a problem because I'm a level 50. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong with it if you want to be an art major. But just remember, experience dominates everything. Which means if you have a college degree, and no matter what it is, and someone doesn't have a college degree, you don't have any work experience, but they have 5-6 years of work experience, or even 2 years of work experience, you can say goodbye to that college degree because that work experience always got to trump it. That's all people want. People don't want to train. Training is the most expensive thing that an employer can do. So if that's what you're banking on, you're taking a risk. And that's just something to look forward to for those of you who are still kind of wondering, you know, what your college life is like. And if you are doing stuff like that, internships are everything. Internships are literally everything. They don't tell you this in college unless you talk to your advisors like fully. Like you have to really talk to your advisors on this one. But from my experience trumps everything. you will always lose to someone who has more experience than you. Unless that person might have have a worse criminal record. That's pretty much about it. Or if they have, like, you know, a bunch of shit against them that everybody knows about, obviously, then they'll start choosing other people. But experience trumps everything, and it always will. But yeah, I know I'm playing this at like 1:30 in the morning. I'm actually about to hop off here to go watch a movie. I need to go watch the rest of Baby Oopsie. Baby Oopsie 2, actually. If you ever want to watch a fucking hilarious horror movie, it's not even scary. It's just absolutely absurd. Especially the way the little baby goes like, Mommy! Mommy wants to murder baby! Her baby wants to murder mom! It's just fun. Oh my god, dude. Can you... Oh, did I not put the marker down? Rah, rah, shishkuba. Hit him in the head with a lead pipe. Fuck you. Oh, okay. This is gonna be a problem. Oh, bro, really? Oh, Greg's still there? It's different when you're not doing the same achievement because you're not so worried about it. But yeah, no, it just... You know, when you're going to college, if you're in college and you're taking a degree that might not have the best job security, maybe rethink that because, like, let's just say, one of my buddies, he was a graphic design major. The dude, it took him like several years to get into a job. Several years after graduating. My ex's mom, a sweet lady, bless her heart. She's a graphic design major. And she got fired twice when I was dating this girl, and it's why you got to be careful with certain majors. I mean, certain majors are just you want job security over everything, honestly, because you would rather have a steady 50, 60,000 a year job, $70,000 a year job than an unsteady 80, $90,000 a year job, because you know you're probably gonna start overbuying stuff because you're comfortable. All of a sudden, boom, you're out of a job in a blink of an eye. And it's a scary part about certain majors. And, you know, art majors aren't just the only ones that get into that type of situation. It's really any type of major that, Yo, Frank, give me a hand. That is easily replaceable, you know? Whether by training another employee that's doing one job to do it as well, because they can cut costs that way. Or by going into... God, what's the other majors that are like that? I keep forgetting which ones are like that. Oh, you know, the medical field too. That's starting to get kind of screwed. Once they, I mean, granted, doctors are always going to be needed, and there's always going to be room for them. But I'm pretty sure in the future, if they ever do, and I'm sure it'll happen, AI surgery. You know, robotic surgery. Once that happens, the need for doctors is going to start to plummet. And right now, it's still a good time to be a doctor. But like, you know, in the future, that might end up being the the next like insecure job, just because, you know, if they can replace you with a robot, why not? Because I mean, if you pay a lot right now, you can save more money later. You know, rather than paying a guy to do the same job a robot can do. It was like how Amazon, when they first started trying to do those drones, the reason why they canceled is because they realized they couldn't get it. We're not there yet, but we're getting there, and it's a scary idea. Granted, what's real nice about criminal justice type jobs is that you can't have a robot be a police officer, because if you don't know anything about policing. One of the things that police officers have is discretion. That means that a police officer can decide whether or not to pursue charges against a person. Granted, you know, obviously murder, violent crime, stuff like that, they're not going to just up and forget about just because, oh, you know, you're Jack Nicholson or something like that, you know. But But you know, that brings me back to another story where I got pulled over for blowing a stop sign, technically running a stop sign, not really blowing it. I didn't really blow it. I did a rolling stop, a slight rolling stop, because I didn't want to wait on this dude. I was being impatient. Is a bad move. I know. I don't drive like that anymore. Like, I don't even use merge lanes unless if the merge lane has a turn lane in it that I need to use. But that's the only time I get into merges. I'm not one of those assholes that just get in front of you and then start going 5 miles slower than what you were going. I hate those types of people. Happens a lot on fucking state roads. But, yeah. So, I just wanted to bring you guys back for a little while. Damn, we've been live streaming for a fucking hour and 5 minutes? God damn. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys back and just kind of let you guys know where I'm sitting. That I'm in a comfortable position now. That I'm no longer on a hiatus. And I really do appreciate all of you for, you know, being here right now. I really do. Or at least all of you for, you know, supporting me on that last video for the hiatus thing. I'm not taking a hiatus. I do need to step back for the next week because I need to figure out this job situation. But it shouldn't be long. I have nothing but confidence that this will just end up in my favor anyway. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and I'm happy about it. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm actually gonna go ahead and switch over to a movie now. Finish up this beer and go to sleep. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and then I'm gonna cut the rest of the video and post it tomorrow. I'm just leaving this here for you guys now, so you guys can get closure on this, as I have gotten closure a lot lately. Well, yeah. You know, we all go through life experiences, you know. Jobs, determining whether or not we're actually happy. Because, you know, in the end, you are what matters. Because people these days are malicious. They'll tell you they love you and then just fucking turn around and say no. But remember, you loving yourself is never a bad thing. Because you will never stop loving yourself as long as you keep loving yourself. You choose. That is your choice to love yourself. And sex isn't everything if that's what you're worried about. If you really want sex, you can go fucking... I'm sure you can go to a bar and find, like, someone there. That's just a joke. But, you know... If you're out there looking for Mrs. Right, she's out there. Don't force it, because you're going to force yourself into a relationship that's going to just end up exploding in your face and hurting you. And not that I forced it. I think I made a mistake by ever doing it. But it was good experience. You know, I added to my resume. I had a good experience, but time to move on. It is time to move on. There is absolutely no reason that I should have stayed with that person as long as I did. I think I built up a good rapport with with myself that, you know, I'm unstoppable now. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. I'll bring this back later. Just right now, I'm, what time is it? God damn, dude. We went through like 12 hours of this game. But that's really all I'm going to bring it back for. I know I've been running around doing nothing this entire time, but I really just wanted to have a good conversation with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and edit another one to this. I'm going to edit this again just so that for those of you who don't want to go through an hour-long stream, can watch like a 30-minute video of this the most important points in organized fashion. But anyway, like I said, redoing the channel so that it's strictly zombies and guides. And maybe, obviously the occasional horror game, like, kind of like what we're doing now, but I'm going to focus less on the outside horror games like Phasmophobia. It's not really, it's too repetitive of a game for me. And honestly, there's just so much shit in it now. I just don't really want to play it. Like, I love watching it, but like, it's just too much to focus on when you're playing it. Like, it just, when it first was released, it was a simple game that was just like, go in, figure out what this is, leave. Now it's like, okay, well, these like 5 share 2 pieces of evidence and, all that other fun stuff. So I'm probably going to cut that out, except for maybe on like Halloween or something around Halloween. That would be kind of fun. Or if I'm going through like a ghost kick. And anyway, I do want to say thank you guys for watching. And I'll bring us back some point in the future whenever I figure out this whole job thing. Because I might have to actually leave to go to a job fair on Thursday and try to get into dispatch, but I should be able to just talk to any of the dispatchers. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let's see you in the next one. Bye-bye. The guide. Is that... Did I mention what I'm going to say? Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and record this. What is up, everybody? This is your guide. Wait. What is up, everybody? This is your guide for the day. Yeah, I'll figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll come back with it, and it'll blow your entire head off. But anyway, thank you guys for watching.